to do kind of an interactive training today. So if you have your phone and you can scan the QR code, we are going to do a little bit of some interactive slides with the presentation. So take a minute, scan that, and you should see the screen should have the presentation on your phone. Once you scan it in, you might have to put your name or some information in, but let me know if you all can see that, can get in, and then I'll go ahead and proceed with the presentation. Everybody able to get in okay?
Yes.
Thumbs up. Okay. All righty. Oh, good. Someone's already doing thumbs up on my presentation. Great. So today we're learning about digital marketing for your business, why it's important, and how it can help your success for your business or organization. A little bit about the chamber. Some of you may have already been through some of our training to know a little bit about us, but we were established in 1916, so we're coming up on 110 years next year. We do want to extend an invite to all of you to our annual dinner that will be on March 6th. We'd love to have you come and celebrate with us, so wanted to share that. We also serve over 400 businesses in Knox County, which is a really, really great thing that we're able to do, help all kinds of industries and organizations in the community. We are also a 501c6 nonprofit organization. So we rely on our members to help with our programs and events and for the funding. So we really appreciate your membership and your investment in the chamber. And then also we recently moved to this new location you can see on your screen at 11 South Mulberry Street. So if you haven't been in to see us, stop in, take a look around. We'd love for you to come and see us. A little bit about myself. I'm the programs and social media coordinator here at the chamber. I do have over 20 years of experience in marketing and advertising. Most of my career has been in the traditional marketing, advertising, billboards, print ads, things like that. I do have a digital media arts degree, which is basically graphic design. That's kind of my background. I do have some certifications through Google that has been really helpful in my career, and is really good information to be able to have on your belt too, especially as Google is such a big piece now for digital marketing. I also have worked in the digital marketing field for about 4 years and work with hundreds of businesses across the country on their digital marketing with different industries and backgrounds, which was a really great experience. And it makes me really excited to bring that knowledge back here to Knox County to be able to help our local businesses. I am a Knox County resident and I love working with small business owners. Our agenda today, we're going to cover, what is digital marketing? Why is it important for your business? What areas of digital marketing can you improve? And then some options and solutions for your business that you can take back with you. And then, of course, any questions that anyone has. So this is the fun part. You get to go and put in what you feel, what terms come to mind when you think about digital marketing. So on your phone, you should be able to type in different words. You can have multiple ones in there if you'd like, of what you feel means, what the key terms are for digital marketing. So take a moment, put in what you think goes there. And we should see them come up on the screen once we get those entered. So, yep, social media, good. Anybody else have some typing?
Okay, yeah.
Google, yeah. There are no wrong answers.
Yeah, sure.
All right, great.
Yay.
Oh, yeah. Facebook, Google presence, outreach connections. Yeah. Cool. Everybody get a chance to put something in? Awesome.
That was fun. That's good.
Good. Okay. So this is really the definition of digital marketing is promoting brands or services to your potential customers with using the internet for digital communication. So again, yeah, you were correct. Social media, Facebook, anything on your computer, anything digital in a way that you can market to your customers is digital marketing. And another question, what digital marketing platform does your organization currently use the most? So I'm curious, what do you all use for your business or organization? Let's see. Great. Okay. So majority Facebook users.
Mhm.
Okay. Did everybody get a chance to enter? Great. Okay. So we've got a little bit of Instagram in there. Cool.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Our listeners, we, do studies about who listens to our
Mm-hmm.
station. And generally our listeners are 40 and above.
Okay.
And so Facebook really identifies with them
Mm-hmm.
a lot, but we do use Instagram. Anything we post on Facebook, we post on Instagram because we also want to
Mm-hmm.
capture the younger audience.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you for that. So now I'm going to share some stats with you because I feel like this is important to know, where different audience are coming from, which platforms they use. This is just more general for social media statistics. So over 5.4 billion people use social media and spend roughly 2.5 hours a day, which I feel is a little low, but that's what the stats are saying. Maybe it depends on generation. But generally spend about 2.5 hours a day on social media. Of course, mobile being the first source that people are using to view their social media, so about 98%. That's huge. Everybody's mobile these days. And then the average user is active on 6 different platforms. Let's think about that for a minute. When we just did that little quiz, how many platforms are you guys on currently? And look at the opportunity you might have if you're on different platforms. So I thought that was really huge stat to know that you have more people on more platforms now than they ever were. As far as Facebook statistics, remains the world's largest network with over 3.07 billion monthly active users. And the audience is about 25 to 34 age group. And it's one of the largest in the US. But older generations tend to show more engagement with that, which is kind of what you were saying, Sue. I think that kind of hits your demographic as well. Instagram statistics reached 2 billion monthly active users, and it's also one among the top platforms. This audience is about Gen Z and millennials, with the 18 to 34 age group making up the majority of the users. Anybody surprised with that statistic? That sounds about right, I think. No,
Yeah.
not to you, Sue. Yes,
No, it's not surprising.
not surprising. Yeah. X formerly Twitter statistics. There's about 650 million monthly active users, and they're predominantly male under 35, and mostly using it as a news platform, which is interesting. So if you think about, what's your audience, who you trying to capture, if it's mostly males in this age group, you definitely should think about being on X if you're not currently on there. LinkedIn stats exceeds 1 billion users across 200 countries, with the US having the largest user base. Definitely skewed more towards young professionals between the ages of 25 to 34, but also remains that top platform for business to business. So especially if you have services as your main business, LinkedIn is a great way to connect with people. So I would definitely check that out. If you don't currently have a LinkedIn account, that's something good you might want to do for your business and personally too. I think you make good connections, with just local folks, other business owners in your community. Good way to hopefully get more business depending on what you offer. YouTube statistics, there's over 2.5 billion monthly active users, and it's the second largest social platform. Popular mostly, actually, is among baby boomers and Generation X. This one kind of surprised me, but I think that's an interesting fact to know. So if you don't currently have YouTube, it might be something to consider. If you're already doing, video content and things like that, it's just another way you can post your videos out there. Um, we at the chamber do use that. So when I create videos, I'll put stuff out there and then all across my other social platforms. So it's also a good way to store the videos too, because after some time, how Facebook kind of will drop some of that content. So it's good to have an active YouTube channel to upload all of your videos and your content. Anybody have a YouTube channel or have thought about you do, Stu?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. How
We
active are
have,
you with
but
using that?
we,
We weren't for a little while, but we're trying to um, pick it back up again and use it a lot
Good.
more.
Good.
I can say for my husband, he doesn't use social media at all, but he's on
Yeah.
YouTube. So that's
Yeah,
a way to capture somebody who doesn't do social media at all.
exactly. For those
Yeah.
that just like to watch the videos and they just
Right.
scroll and watch the videos. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. Great way of connecting that. Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, I see that. YouTube. Awesome. TikTok statistics. Recently surpassed 1.5 billion monthly active users, with projections indicating continued growth there. Audience continues to dominate Gen Z, but it's also largest in the 25 to 34 age group. So that's something to consider too, especially if we're thinking about business owners and they're getting younger and younger. And the 25 to 34 age group, there are a lot of small business owners in that age group and demographic. So even though TikTok's a little different than some of our other platforms, it's still important to be on there, put out your video content, especially if you're going to be doing YouTube. You can easily put some out there on TikTok as well, to capture that audience. Does anybody have TikTok or any thoughts on that? Maybe you have it personally, not for your business account. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Olivia has it personally, but not for the business.
Yeah. Yep. It
Something
is
we have some because it was so in the news that
exactly.
people just shied away from it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is a little hesitation from using it, but and I know it's a little different too when you think about it on the business side versus personally how you kind of use the content. So trying to be kind of creative with it, at least here at the chamber, trying to just do more videos on like 30 seconds or less. I've been calling it 30 seconds or less with Steph, and trying to just do quick videos about what we have going on in the community through the week or different events, or just keeping it pretty professional, but still using that platform to get the word out about what we're doing and what we're involved with. All right, here's another one. What's the most significant challenge your organization faces when adopting new digital marketing trends? So what's holding you back from, whether it's creating a Facebook page or posting, or what are some things that are challenging your business when it comes to digital marketing? Do any of these apply?
Just
Okay.
some changes
Okay,
would be.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
thank you. For somebody to.
Okay. Yeah. I
Are
think
we
all of
trying?
those really apply. It can be hard as a small business to, manage all of that on top of running the business or, managing staff and things like that. So yeah, I definitely hear that. It can be difficult to do that. Um, some other things to think about, keeping up with rapid changes, that seems to be the biggest thing is, you know, um, definitely doing some searches online are really good to keep up with news for digital marketing. So I would suggest doing that too, is just, reading some articles online, trying to keep up in the know of what things are out there, especially when it comes to digital marketing trends and things like that are always good to try and capture so that way you know what's going on and what updates. Like you said with TikTok, there's always this back and forth with things, but so good to just stay in the now, in the news, and make sure that you're up to date on things. So we're going to talk about, how do I improve my digital marketing performance? What areas do you need to improve? So this is something I really want y'all to think about as we go through the presentation, of some of these questions that I'll go through. And I think this will really help you to determine, what things do you need to improve, for your online presence for your business or organization. I did put a little screenshot here of the Knox County Chamber, our Google business profile. So you know what that is there. So really important. So first thing is, are you on Google? So that's the most important thing, as now we don't have, your yellow book anymore. We don't have a lot of those things. It's all digital. So you've got to be on Google. So does everyone have a Google business profile for your business or organization?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, good. Perfect. And then the other question is it updated? That's another thing that's really important, because as your business changes, things change. It's good to keep it updated because your customers or clients may not know that your hours changed for your business. Maybe you're closed on a holiday and you didn't update that on your Google profile. Maybe they come in and you're closed when you should have been open or whatnot. So it's important to keep it updated as much as you can. I know with us in our recent move, that was something that was really important for us to get updated, of course, to make sure that the Google map was updated. We had a new picture of our building. We did have an issue where, several moves in the past, we had an old building photo. So people were thinking we were at a different location. So really important, and make sure you update all those as well as the photos and things like that on your profile, because that's what your customers and clients are going to see first when they're considering your business. The other thing you want to consider too, if you don't have a website or landing page, you really have to have something there for your business, for people to go to. Sometimes people, they can't necessarily afford a website, but maybe they'll put their Facebook page there, which is fine. You just need to have something where people can go to reach you, to look at, make sure you're a legitimate business. I think websites and things help legitimize your business, especially like a restaurant. The first thing you do, you Google a business, you go to their website, you're going to check out their menu, you're going to see what they have to offer. Same thing for anything with services. That's something you're going to look at first. So that's really important. And then do you have social media accounts? Are you active in posting? That is definitely something that, not everybody will visit a website. They might just be searching for your business on Facebook, for example, and they want to find you and learn more about you. So it's really important to have those active social media accounts and actively post. You're more likely to, show up in someone's news feed if you're posting frequently. I know it's hard as a business owner to do that, but even just scheduling time to, post once a week, once or twice a week is great start to, make sure that you're out there so people can see you. And I also say the other thing with that too is just making sure you're sharing your social media pages with your friends, your family, because the more followers you have, the better. I know sometimes that's easy to forget that when you kind of create the page, you kind of sit and forget it and not think about, hey, we need to add more followers. We need more people to like the page. So those are some things that are really important to make sure you remember to do. Um, and then also Google reviews. I would say that's another top priority to have as a business owner is making sure that you're getting reviews for your business. So not only does that help your credibility, but it also helps your search results and how you come up on Google, believe it or not. So the more reviews you have, the better your results, especially if you have more competitors in what you do. It's going to help to increase that visibility of you organically in Google when there's a search for, you know, certain services that you offer. So really important to get those Google reviews. It's a little harder for us, like as a chamber, to get reviews because, we're member based and things like that. But we could still ask our members, hey, would you leave us a review? Tell us about, why you love the chamber, things like that. So some other things you can do to, help, increase your reviews is, of course, post on social media, ask for those reviews. In your follow-up emails to your customers or clients, have that link for your reviews on Google, ask them to leave your review. Great way to, like I said, post on social media, ask for those, and share that with your friends and family just to get started. Sometimes that's a good way to do it. They can share that experience on Google about your business. Any questions so far or comments? Okay, good. Good. And I pulled this up a little larger so you can kind of see some of the things that you can do on your Google profile. So if you haven't been out there 2 years lately, it would be a good thing to do really on a monthly basis just to make sure that everything's updated there. And again, another comment about Google reviews. Are you responding to those reviews? Do you have customers or clients that are giving a review? Are you saying thank you? Are you, responding to them if they've had a bad experience? That's something that's important too, is making sure that, you know, you acknowledge, what the comment is, because that's something else Google will look at too, is just to make sure that you're active as a, a Google business profile user, that you're engaged with your profile and your customers. But anyhow, this is the Google business profile for the chamber. You can see at the top there with our profile strength looks good. It does give you some examples if you click on that. Just FYI of things that you could go through to improve your profile on Google. And then there's other buttons down here that will also help you to, get the information you need or update your services, things like that. So editing your profile, that usually consists of like your address, your hours, your phone number, things like that. You can read your reviews there. You can also upload new photos. That's something else that's really important too, especially if you're, sorry, I went too far. Especially if you offer, if you're like a restaurant, for example, you might want to put, your updated menu photos on there, for example. Things like that are always great for Google, especially if you think of the customer that's on there. Like when I go to look at a restaurant, for example, I want to see what, they posted something recent. I don't want to look at something maybe a year from, a year ago, because that shows me they're not active. They're not posting anything that's really relevant. So really important to put photos out there. I know we try to put like our ribbon cutting photos out there, for example, just to show like the recent activity we've had. And that also helps your profile too. You can also put some posts out there too, just some general information. So that's something that you may or may not know you could do. Performance, this is really where you're going to get some of the analytics from the profile. So when you go to that, It will give you like how many phone calls you had. You can select date ranges, phone calls as far as, what you had on from Google profile for the month. You can look at, from a range, I don't know, 6 months. It will show you kind of the trend that you have. It will show you your direction clicks. It will show you your website clicks. So things like that for your activity from this page specifically. So really great information for you to know and to check out. And I would also say it's also great to see those trends too, because maybe depending on what you do, you might see a trend because it's a season, maybe you are a seasonal business and you might be slower in the winter. So you can kind of see that maybe the numbers are lower versus when you're in the summer, your peak time. So those are really important things you can take a look at to see, how you're doing on Google and maybe make some improvements based on what information you find there. You can also advertise through Google. So this would be like a Google search ad. When you search for something and it says sponsored and it's that top result, that's what a Google ad is. So that's what you can do in here. You can add your products or services and the edit products or edit services. Bookings are great, especially like if you are a business that needs appointments or maybe it's hotels or something like that. Those are really what the bookings are for. A reservation for a restaurant. You can also add Q&A, which is great. I worked with different businesses in the past, and this has always helped them, especially if they were a very specific type of business and get the same questions all the time. It was just really helpful to use that so people can look at the profile, they can read that ahead of time. It kind of helps field the questions that they might get calls for all the time. So that's a good one. And then the ask for reviews, that's where you can get your Google review link to send that to your customers or clients. And what's nice in there too is I believe it will also provide a QR code for that. So you can also download that or save that and then put that in your marketing materials as well. And then down at the bottom, you'll be able to scroll through all of that on your own profile. But this also gives you some nice information on other things you can do. Get your reviews, add an interior photo. So it kind of gives you step-by-step things that you can add to your profile to enhance it and improve it. Right. Any questions on any of that? Or comments? Is this helpful? Does any of you know some of these things, or have you played around with your Google profile?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. We do post periodically in Google, and we focus on Google reviews, and
Good.
we do reply to all our Google reviews,
Oh, great.
positive and negative ones. So I think that's important to respond to the negative ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, Google's one of our number one drivers of traffic, really.
Good. Yeah. Yep. That's great. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Let me see. Okay. And then some other things you can do to improve your performance. I think we talked about, adding photos to your Google profile, post regularly on social media, respond to comments on your platforms as well. So not just Google reviews, but your comments from your posting, things like that are important too. Another thing that helps just with, being so busy and things like that is through Meta Business Suite, you can schedule posts through their planner. So I don't know if any of you currently use that. I don't know, Eli, or do you all at the radio station, do you guys use that too?
Quite a
I
bit.
think
So
we
this is
do.
a really great time saver for any of you that don't use it. You can connect your Facebook and Instagram account together
Yep.
and then schedule your posts. So you can see this is an example of what I did in September. We had a really busy month. I posted, well, almost every day except for a few days in there, but really great way to, get your content out there, schedule ahead of time, especially if you don't have a lot of time. I usually put a calendar reminder on my calendar about once a week just to spend maybe an hour, look at what I'm going to do for the week. What do I need to post? What events do we have coming up that we need to promote? I know, Lisa, this might be a good thing for you all, especially when you have different tours and different things coming up to like, try and get that out ahead of time to focus on, getting people to sign up for that and work with you all. So really great way to get the information out there, when you're limited on time. And also what's nice is it does give you, once you post enough, it will give you ideas of what's a good time of day to post on certain days. And there's a way to, you can reschedule times if you see like, oh, well, it's telling me that, people are going to look at this at 1 o'clock on a Thursday versus the 10 o'clock time I scheduled it for. I can reschedule it. And then that's very helpful too, because then it's going to help me to, appear in more searches or more views for people versus the time that I selected. So that's kind of neat too. And I typically try to look at this every day too to see if it changed any times on there for me. And it will like highlight it and you can see it in your calendar. But that's a really good tool to consider using as you're scheduling things. Another nice thing about the planner as well is it will include different holidays and fun different things that are happening for the month. So, I know October is breast cancer awareness. And so there's different things that might pop up and it kind of just reminds you, oh, maybe we should do a post about that. Or maybe there's a fun holiday, National Cat Day. I don't know. Maybe you do a video with your cat or something. So there's definitely opportunities for it to kind of help you to plan and give you ideas for posting. Because let's face it, sometimes you can only say the same thing over and over before it's like, okay, what do we share now? What do we talk about to, get more engagement from our followers? And sometimes it's just the fun things, right? Doesn't have to be always about your services or your products. It could just be like, meet the staff or meet the team. Something simple like that. But that's an idea of just ways to kind of fill in the content for the month and get some things scheduled. And then we talked about inviting friends and family to like and share your social media pages. So anybody have questions about the planner? I know you guys have some of you probably already used it and such, but any questions or comments about the planner? Do we like it?
We
Yeah,
use it quite a bit.
helpful. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Okay, so I just enlarged it so you can kind of see a little bit more, but here I was going to mention something. What's also nice too, I don't think I mentioned this, but you can also schedule like your reel or story. So it's not just a post, you can schedule different types of content in there, which is really nice. So that kind of helps to break up, whether you're just seeing a regular post or you're actually seeing video content. So that's another good thing that this does and allows you to do. And I just thought this was a neat infographic that kind of shares, what those elements of your social media strategy could be, just based on, what your business organization is. First is just identifying who are your customers and clients or patients. Who is it you're trying to reach? Second is, what are you selling? What is it that your business does that you need to promote? Again, where is your audience? Are they just on Facebook? Are they, should you be on some other social media platforms to reach your audience? So where are they? How can you capture them? 4, when and how and often will you contact them? So not just social media, but maybe you have a monthly newsletter, or maybe you're considering another print marketing campaign, or maybe you need to reach out to them via a phone call or an email campaign. So think about, how often do you need to contact them based on what your services or products are. 5, why should they choose you over your competition? So 1, do you have any competitors? If you do, who are they? So identify who they are. And then it's always good to look at, what are they doing and what are you doing? Like, what is there something they're doing well that you could replicate? Think about those things, especially when you're talking about digital marketing. Are they on 6 platforms? Are they, possibly doing social media ads? So what are they doing that you're not, and how can you capture that? And then 6, how will you engage with fans? So your fans or customers, what is it that is going to get people to come back to you? What are things are working? What can you continue to do to engage with those folks, right? I think those are really great things to think about when you're considering your social media strategy and how you can implement that into your business or organization. This is all great, Stephanie, but I don't know that I have time to do any of this. I don't have the resources or manpower. I don't have a big budget. How do I do all these things? Well, the chamber does offer, I'm really excited about, is a new digital marketing package. So I am someone that will go out to your business, spend an hour with you, talk about what is it you need for your digital marketing. We have all of these great things on the screen here that I can help with, assist with, go through all of these things, you're set up, making sure you're where you need to be, and do some training on some of these things. So more training on it. Your analytics, I can add that as well. Some folks don't have the means of a marketing person. You don't have somebody to help you with just simple graphics for your social media. So that's something that we're starting here at the chamber if it's something your business needs. We realize not everybody needs that, but maybe it's a new business. Maybe there's somebody that could benefit from this. We want to be able to offer this to our chamber members as additional source of getting the word out about your business. So we also, with this package, I'll be able to do a 30-second commercial with you and your business. So which is great because we'll share it on our social media channels. And what's great is it's just a one-time thing. It's not going to be a monthly fee. I know a lot of marketing companies will charge you a monthly fee just to help you get started. And we don't feel like that's fair. We want to be able to help you get started if you need it, work with you, and make sure everything is where it needs to be. So this is kind of what the packages are, just based on what type of business you are. So obviously home-based and nonprofit, we want to be able to offer that for them. 1 to 24 employees, there's another set there, and then 25 to 50 employees. So kind of the same services, but we do increase our custom graphics if you're a larger business. So I wanted to share that. And any questions about that? Sorry. No questions? Okay. Awesome. And we're also going to do a little drawing here. So if everyone wants to put in their name, we're going to offer $50 off a digital marketing package if you're the winner. So this is something we're doing for fun. It doesn't obligate you at all by any means. It's just for fun if you want to put your name in, and we will see who the winner is. All right, let me see here. I'm going to press and see who the winner is. I think that's everybody, right? Yay!
We
Congratulations.
go to a small business owner, you can do it again.
I don't think I can run it again.
No.
Well,
Oh.
I'll try it, but we'll
Okay.
see. Okay, 1 second. I'll try it one more time. Okay. If you get it again, you're stuck with it, Sue. Yay, Lisa. So Lisa, if you're interested, all you have to do is reach out to me and then we'll just take the $50 off of the service and I'll schedule time with you to work on it with you, okay? All right. And then anybody else that wasn't a winner, I'll take $25 off the service through the end of the month as a way just to promote it. So again, we're just trying to put this out there as an opportunity for our small business owners to, get help with digital marketing because it is important for your business. So we want to be able to offer that to our chamber members. So if you're interested, let me know. All right. And then I did put some other resources in here and links. I can send this out after the meeting of just, Google profile help, scheduling on Meta Business, Facebook and Instagram help, for example. And if there's anything else, let me know. Any questions from anybody or any feedback?
I think everything you said is very helpful for small business owners, and I appreciate everything you guys do to help small businesses.
Thank you. We appreciate
and
that.
large businesses. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But I know time is of the essence for small businesses.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you all for coming. I know we have a little bit of time left, but I'll give that back to your day if you don't have any other questions. But I really appreciate everybody for coming and also supporting the chamber with your membership. Lisa, I'll reach out to you if you're interested, and then also spread the word. If you know, maybe a business that needs help with digital marketing, let us know. We'd love to be able to help them, get started with it, especially if they're a new business or existing business that's just struggling with, getting out there. It's really important. So
Thank
you
you.
all for coming today.